Hello, and welcome to a very big Cemetery Dance unboxing. A nice little book haul from Cemetery Dance Publications. They get a lot of flack for a lot of their titles taking a while these days, but they're still putting out products. A lot of the ones they've been putting out recently with a lot quicker speed have been paperbacks, courtesy of Kevin Lucia, who is in charge of the paperbacks and ebook line at Cemetery Dance. So I buy these book hauls for Cemetery Dance, which have a lot of books in them, so I can get them all at once, save on shipping. And I'm here to share this book haul with you. We're going to start off with the paperbacks before diving into some of the hardcovers. Oh, there's two hardcovers. I think one more paperback in there. First things first, we have a nice little pack here of Bentley Little paperbacks. So Cemetery Dance has been the publisher for Bentley Little titles. They've published quite a few of his titles in hardcover, including all three of these in hardcover. The Consultant was a trade hardcover. Oh, no, there was a signed hardcover for The Consultant. Same thing with The Influence. Wait, I know. Was there a signed Influence? There might have been. There must have been. And The Handyman, which had a trade hardcover, and the very first of the Graveyard editions, which was the signed hardcover. They've said that a lot of other Bentley Little titles that haven't gotten the signed limited edition treatment should be getting it down the road in the Graveyard editions. Now, Bentley Little is very much a love him or hate him kind of author. Ask Jeff Terry, a.k.a. the Jeff Word. He will tell you that he hates them. I think they're all right. You can't read too many back-to-back. Might drive you insane. But, for nice little morsels, he's all right. So, as you can see, a lot of his titles kind of follow the same naming structure. So you have The Handyman, The Consultant, The Influence. A lot of them take place in Arizona. A lot of them deal with the idea of something becoming evil or something kind of corrupting society or corrupting the characters. So The Consultant, I have not read The Influence of The Handyman. The Consultant I have read. It's one crazy workplace title. I'm actually surprised. They had a bunch that were in paperback already. I could have sworn that this one was, but I guess it wasn't because it just came out in paperback. So The Consultant is about a workplace that brings in a consultant, the titular consultant, Regis Poloff, I think was his name. Regis Patoff, to kind of help with the business. And the changes he starts making are kind of evil and kind of crazy. And it's a wild ride. It's a very wild ride. I wouldn't recommend giving it out to fellow employees at a Christmas party, or if you and your employees are deranged, then I say go for it. The Handyman, I know, deals with the titular handyman, Frank Watkins, who's a very strange character. That's really small font compared to that one, is it? Or is it the same size and I'm just crazy? No, it looks like smaller font or smaller spacing. Oh well, it's not too small. Now, I haven't read The Handyman, but presumably Frank is not an alien. Frank is probably some agent of evil, and he might corrupt the family from there. The Influence deals with a small town in Arizona where some things kind of start going awry. The luck changes for everyone. The wealthy start having bad luck. The poor start having good luck. Kids start disappearing. Everything just starts to, and freakish creatures emerge from the surrounding wilderness. Everything starts to go wrong. So, just your classic little ruin the small town novel. Anyways, so they're very small paperbacks, but they very much tie out with all of the other paperbacks that Cemetery Dance has put out from Bentley Little. So I'm excited to put them on the shelf next to them because they just look great together. Anyways, there are other titles as well, which are not paperbacks, two of which we're going to see in here. One, which came out very late last year, I believe, but I'm just getting it now, is Gloria, the newest title from Bentley Little. As you can see, it's not called The Gloria. This is a hardcover copy, although I imagine the paperback will follow very soon, and it should follow in the same style as the other paperbacks. There's your Bentley Little. Is this a Elder Lemon design? It is Elder Lemon artwork, a.k.a. Keelan Patrick Burke. Right there, doing Gloria. Gloria is the story of Gloria, who is the protagonist in this one. She's just finished burying her mother, and she begins to see her mother's ghost. But her mother's ghost looks significantly younger and is dressed in clothes from the 80s. And things start to go a little crazy from there, much like one would expect with other Bentley Little titles. They have not done a signed edition for this yet. I presume that it'll get the Graveyard Edition treatment that a lot of Little's other titles will get. But we shall see, because unfortunately, as many people have criticized, Cemetery Dance is a little behind on their special editions. But they are quality products when you get them. Another paperback. This is a paperback original here. Collection from Michael Aronovitz. This is Dancing with Tombstones. Michael Aronovitz actually did an interview. Kevin Lucia has a podcast where they watch horror films together. And they had Michael Aronovitz as a guest on one of them talking about it. And I pre-ordered the ebook for this for $1. I haven't read it yet, but it's a collection of his stories from 2009 from 2020. Nice to have a paperback cover in my collection here. It's broken down in 4 segments. Girls, which is horror stories about girls. Psychos, about psychos. Tools and Tech, which you can imagine. And Martyrs and Sacrificial Lambs, which are more biblical end-of-the-world kind of situations. And a bunch of short stories from each of them. I have not read anything by Michael Aronovitz, but I figure if you're gonna dive in, you might as well dive in with a nice little short story collection. So very much looking forward to that. And finally, I like the slipcase on this. Finally, we have Things I Didn't Know My Father Knew from Cemetery Dance. But you might look at this and be like, what the hell is this slipcase? It looks like a PS Publishing title. And for that, you'd be right. It's kind of like a joint venture. So Peter Crowther, whose stories are collected in this, is one of the head honchos behind PS Publishing, who has a very similar style, always does these nice, glossy, kind of illustrated slipcases. And I think they did the publication on this as well, although it is oversized, because this is a Cemetery Dance title, which kind of bugs me, because I almost prefer that it match the same size as the PS Publishing titles, because that would be nice. We have our dust jacket by Tomislav Tikulin. I believe this should be signed by him as well. I apologize, Tomislav, if I'm saying your name incorrectly. We have very Jack Torrance meets Clint Eastwood end papers. There we go. Copy 160, which matches many of my other Cemetery Dance titles, signed Peter Crowther and Tomislav Tikulin. And this is just a collection of short stories, but it's going to have illustrations throughout. Black and white illustrations, but nice illustrations regardless. There's the cover illustration. Copies of these are available through Cemetery Dance, and I believe if you're in the UK, I mean, if you're in the US, you can get it from PS Publishing as well. But if you're in the UK, you can save on shipping by buying it from PS Publishing. And there's the end pages as well. Very nice. Like I said, it's a little weird being oversized. It almost kind of matches the lettered editions that PS Publishing does. Those are oversized. But those usually have tray cases, not slip cases. But, do you shelve it with the Cemetery Dance titles? Do you shelve it with the PS Publishing titles, where you get the nice little matching slip cases? You be the judge of that. I think it's rather nice. So yeah, all in all, you got a nice little... All in all, I think it's a pretty solid book haul. See? Look at that. That's 6 titles from Cemetery Dance. People make, jokes about them never publishing anything. They do. It is what it is. So all these titles are still available through Cemetery Dance. There are unsigned copies as well of Things I Didn't Know My Father Knew. And I am sweating on camera. Pardon me. It's hot. I'm fat and cold. And it is hot. So not a great combination. I apologize, Bentley Little, for sweating on your books. But thank you guys very much for watching. Please check out cemeterydance.com, where link in the description below, where you can buy these titles. I'll give reviews of them as I read them. But please consider subscribing, and we will see you around next time.